It's week 4 of the NFL. Coming up, we'll see Dak Prescott. He was terrific a week ago, well over 400 yards passing. It's the Cowboys and the Commanders, and it's all up.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Commanders trot to the field for their first possession, and it's the 7th-year quarterback out of North Dakota State leading the way. His 3rd NFL team, Carson Wentz.
And he's got to be feeling pretty good about his individual performance from last week's game. I mean, did throw 4 touchdown passes, so he's in sync with his receivers, and they're very confident. Did have 1 interception.
Yeah, the 1 pick.
And
they lost.
Yeah, so no matter how many touchdowns he threw, if it comes in a loss, he's not going to be satisfied.
Wentz first play going right to the air. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Wentz. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Clark brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career.
One thing they definitely like about this youngster is his motor. He is full throttle on each and every snap. Loves to get after the quarterback, and that has to feel good to him right there. His first career sack.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Kelvin Joseph.
And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Cowboys.
CeeDee Lamb,
His second touchdown on the season.
and the Cowboys take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go. Still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2.
Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. From the gun, it's Wentz. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 66 yards.
And the Commanders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And we are tied at 7. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
From the 10.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked off by Cole Holcomb, and he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown.
So they obviously declined that, and it is a touchdown.
They still had the option, but let's face it.
There's no option.
There's no option when you score a touchdown. An easy call for them.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that makes the score 14-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21.
They start on the ground with Elliott. He'll get this to the 24, and it's second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Prescott. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. The Cowboys at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the good start, but then 2 straight losses since.
And now you start to wonder about what this does for a team's morale, how it affects their psyche, because, let's face it, you work all summer pointing toward that opening game, you get the win, but then you don't carry it on from there. How will they bounce back from these losses and try and get right?
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Prescott. And this one is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll throw again. Prescott. And that is incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Prescott to throw on 4th. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St. Just. And the Commanders are going to take over here up near the 40. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. A give up the middle to Gibson. Gibson gets hit and he fumbles it. It's picked up by the Cowboys. 30, 20. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson, 44 yards. And the Commanders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And it's now 21-7. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Been a nightmare of a first quarter for him. 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. As he starts again here, 1st and 10.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Prescott, he'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there.
Prescott's throw there caught by Gallup.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From the red zone now, Prescott. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Prescott yet again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Throwing, Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Marr able to put this one through, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. So on fourth down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is taken at the 23. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return.
And they will take over first and 10. 2 fantastic games coming up to wrap up week 4, the first weekend in October. Tonight, the Chiefs and Buccaneers from Tampa. That's a rematch of Super Bowl 55, of course. And then Monday night, rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, the Rams and Niners from Santa Clara. Coverage on that one, 8:15 Eastern.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. He's going to let it go again. That's caught at the 25.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact.
Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line.
A first down throw for Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown.
Jalen Tolbert,
an 11-yard touchdown.
And the Cowboys are back within a score. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point by Moore, and good. And it's now 21-17. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Tolbert touchdown grab. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
And they'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Washington on third down.
Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing is Wentz. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack.
Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. Tress Way on fourth down is sent out to punt.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Prescott now from the 50. He's going to rifle one deep left side.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
On 2nd and 10, Prescott, he's going to go up top again.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Prescott to throw it. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's a first down and then some, a 32-yard pickup. So a good grab there, and here's a guy, he had to learn the offense quick, just picked up as a free agent earlier this week.
And usually there's a connection, isn't there? A past coach, someone from the front office who knew him from before and thought that he could help this team.
And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas.
3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott.
And the Cowboys have regained the lead.
Extra point by Moore, and good. And that gives him a 3-point lead. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And it's finished off by the touchdown from CeeDee Lamb.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25.
The Commanders' offense set to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Wentz to throw. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on?
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
He's going to try and go deep again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys.
But Dak Prescott, probably not the first name you think of in terms of strongest arms in the NFL, but he showed it off there.
Extra point by Moore, and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1-play drive and into the end zone for 6. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
So now, Charles, this drive may be a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Once again here on 2nd and 10. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. And what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball. Here, and he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way. Makes a great play on the football and turns it into 6.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. On first down, Wentz. Being chased out left. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. And the Cowboys are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. We have 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Here's Prescott. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Cowboys are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Thomas. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Meanwhile, Wentz is thrown into the hands of McLaurin. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Wentz. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one.
Runs to the sideline on fourth down. Joey Sly is out there now for the Washington field goal. Sly able to put this one through.
And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The Cowboy offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
First down, Prescott. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He's got him in, complete, touchdown. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Cowboys will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Marr now to add the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
Fielded right around the 8. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. There's Terry McLaurin, such an exciting pass catcher as this offense comes out for their next drive.
There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
It kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups, right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we're going to the headliner each and every time. And that's not easily done because, all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through traffic, finding ways to get open, even when he's not supposed to be.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 23 yards the pickup there. Throwing on first is Wentz.
Throw right side complete to Dotson. And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout
as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. From midfield, here's Wentz. This one complete to Curtis Samuel.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. And this won't get there, won't be on line either. It's no good, off to the right, and they will remain well behind.
It's hard to be surprised at the miss there with the way this first half has gone. Here they were hoping to get some sort of momentum to carry them into the locker room, but even this doesn't pan out.
Final play of the half, Prescott. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown.
Jalen Tolbert.
As time expires in the first half.
And the Cowboys will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime in a wide. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. And we welcome you back now alongside Charlie. Gordon getting set for quarter number 3 here.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
They got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
To throw again on second down. Prescott. It's caught. Tolbert. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Give him 32 on the play.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Running the jet sweep as Prescott bats it forward. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Pollard going to try the right side. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Going to run again here with Pollard. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, but that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
Wentz now on 1st down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Micah Parsons, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear, and if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wentz. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down.
Down to about the 45.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play. I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. Touchdown, Cowboys. Jalen Tolbert, 44 yards. And the Cowboys have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point by Meyer, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. And on third down, the Cowboys bringing an extra defensive back.
They'll run with Gibson.
They juked him. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Wentz now to throw.
Out left to Dotson. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. 4 yards remain for second down.
Wentz. Catch here, left side, Thomas.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Wentz. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. To throw, it's Wentz. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch in. Back now in Arlington.
Washington on third down.
They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 9. Now Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't it?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands. And as soon as that hand is launched by the quarterback, you throw up the opposite hand and match that hand with the QB, and oftentimes you're able to knock it away, as we just saw there.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
They're in control. Here's a start 1st and 10, and appearing to have righted the ship following that 2-game losing streak.
Prescott now. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He's got him in. Complete.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run left with Pollard. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Prescott. Touchdown. A great effort there. 36 yards. And the Cowboys look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Morrow and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. And here we go on the next drive for Washington. And we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Wentz going to throw. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Prescott on 1st down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Prescott to throw it.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Now a play fake. Wentz.
He's got the hookup downfield to Samuel.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards to pick up there.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. From the 24, Wentz. This is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Commanders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Extra point by Sly is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. Dallas offense set for this next drive. This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the fourth quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Now Prescott on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. Wentz now on 1st down. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point by Sly is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Cowboys about set to take over on offense. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Oh, Prescott here to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He's got a man complete. A big play here for Dallas. 72 yards.
Looking to throw. Prescott. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Second down and goal. Prescott.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Jermaine Carter. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
So after the INT, here's Wentz.
That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin.
Past the 20. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Well, they came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here and now the football for the final moments of the fourth.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early, but give them a lot of credit.
He's got a man complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing here, Prescott. He's going to take another shot here. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
But Charles, a lot of happy faces.